I'm really excited about the squad that we've got here now, and some of the players that have come in are really, really exciting.
I'm here with Dan, and pre-season is underway. How good is it to be back?
Yeah, brilliant. Really, really excited. Really positive end of the season, obviously, getting promotion, but we know that none of that really matters coming into this season. It's going to be a tough league. The standards have got to improve. The players have got to improve. We've got to improve as coaches, and excited about the challenge, really.
Yeah, and talking about last season, obviously historic for the club. Does that change the mindset as we go into this year?
It doesn't. It does because we know what it takes to be successful. We've had 2 fantastic years and being back-to-back champions, but at the same time, like I said, it's you don't get points for being champions when you start the new league. So yeah, we're confident going into it that we can compete, and we're not coming into Tier 5 with survival on our minds or anything like that. We want to go and give the best account of ourselves every Sunday, and yeah, we're confident that we can pick up some points.
Yeah, and then over the summer so far, it seems like we've lost some experienced players. How do we replace that within the squad?
Well, firstly, I want to say thank you to those players because they've been a massive part of the 3-year project that we've just sort of completed. And players move on for different reasons. We're going up to another level now, so we've signed some new players, which I'm sure will be announced within the coming weeks. But yeah, look, I'm really excited about the squad that we've got here now, and some of the players that have come in are really, really exciting. In terms of how do we replace them, yeah, I mean, you can't replace some of the characters that have moved on, but ultimately, we've got a really good pathway at the club where we've just sort of rebuilt the development team over the summer and brought in some really exciting players. We've got some fantastic 16, 17-year-olds at the club that are going to be making that step throughout this season for sure.
And you've just spoke briefly there about recruiting some new players. How has recruitment been this summer? Are you happy?
As of today, yeah, I'm very happy. I can't lie, it's been tough. A lot of players are sort of waiting to see where they stand at their current clubs. Obviously, you're competing with, we're going into a league with teams like Bolton Wanderers. Tranmere obviously just hired the ex-Stockport coach, so everyone's well connected. Everyone's trying to sign the same player, but we've brought in 5 so far, and I'm sure there'll be more to come, and I'm delighted.
And those new faces, how have they settled in?
Yeah, great. We just had a very quick team meeting, and there was smiles, laughs, and they've just gone out now for their warm-ups, and some of the girls know some of our players already, so that's always a bonus. And they've come here because of the positive environment that we've got, and the structure that we've been able to build in the off season. It's attractive, and we want players to come for the right reasons. We want the right personalities to come into the group, and yeah, I'm really happy that we've managed to be able to do that.
So as we speak, we've got the squad out there kicking off pre-season. What's the focus?
Everything. The focus is trying to build our way of playing. We've just gone over again upstairs with the girls about our standards, about what it means to play for this club. When they pull the Nantwich badge on, we want determination, fight, grit, battle, everything that you'd come to expect. Like I said, it's going to be a tough league. There's some teams that we're coming up against with huge budgets, fantastic facilities, and we know it's going to be tough, but it's something that we're really relishing to get stuck into.
And we've touched on the past 2 seasons and the successes of them. What are the expectations?
That's a good question, that. Yeah, look, we're not coming into the league thinking we're going to win it, or thinking that it's going to be a walk in the park, because we know it's certainly not going to be the case. We've earned the right to be here, and I think what does success look like? Developing players, bringing players through our pathway, and the environment that we've created doesn't waver regardless of what happens this season. We're not coming into it going, oh, we just want to survive. As long as we're not in the bottom 3, then we're happy. we want to build. You know, I mentioned earlier that we've just come to the end of a 3-year project. We now start a new 3-year project, and that 3-year project, I'm not going to go into the specifics of what that will be in terms of success, but you know, we want to kick on. We want to establish ourselves in this league, and I think we're primed to do that.
So let's take a step back, look at the big picture. How is the pathway through Nantwich Town going to contribute to the team this season?
It already is. It already is contributing. You know, over the summer we've brought in a new coaching team into our development squad. Sam, who's going to run it, is a fantastic coach. You know, UEFA B licensed coach, and some of the players that we've brought in and players that we already had within that development team are fantastic players. You know, that are going to train with the first team. They're going to have opportunities with us throughout pre-season, throughout the season as well. You know, we're very proud to have a number of youngsters in our group that are still with the group, that have come through the Nantwich pathway. And, you know, I've only touched on the development team there. We have a great under-18s team, 16s all the way down. So, and, you know, I'm constantly being told by managers that we've got a special player coming through, got a special group coming through. And, you know, myself, Louis and the other coaches, we're always trying to get down to watch the next crop of youngsters coming through.
And the club as a whole, it seems like they've taken a big step forward off the pitch this summer. What are your thoughts? Whilst
the board have been really, you know, strong and supportive of me and the requests that we've made, there was more to do that didn't involve them, which, you know, we've managed to do. We brought in Chris Brown, you know, UEFA B coach that was at Stockport last season, Tier 4. We've brought in James Brown, goalkeeping coach, to bolster our goalkeeping options. You know, Miles has stepped up, and he will also help our goalkeeping department. And then, you know, finally we've brought in a strength and conditioning coach who's really motivated to come in and help. So the structure's there, the infrastructure's there now, and now it's about, you know, the players utilising what we're offering and making the most of what we're offering, and you know, kicking on and developing.
Set to be a great season. Thank you very much, Dan.